All right, shout out to everybody that has gone over to Good Ramon's House of Math on Facebook and liked it. Thanks. And also Nuclear Hubris is starting to get a few people on there, more than there were. There's so much out there. People are starting to wake up to the fact that you can't avoid it. Don't be afraid. Don't be like, oh no, it's the world's. No, you're going to be exposed to radiation. You're going to get it in your body. You need to get it back out again. If you've got kids, you really need to get it out of your kids. And there's 101 ways to do it. There's not like one way to do it. It's not a secret anymore. There's lots of different ways to get radiation out once it goes in. And it's in. I guarantee you, every damn one of you who are listening to this, it's in you now. You've been exposed. It's been spewing for a year now, you guys, and it's not getting better. It's not. It's getting worse. We now have probably China syndrome going on there. And, anyhow, heinous. And the oceans around Hawaii, make your vacation plans and get here now, because pretty soon those oceans, the shores around the islands are going to be toxic. It's just inevitable. It's coming on the current. It's not being dispersed and, diluted in the huge Pacific Ocean. That's not how it works. The stream of radiation that's being released from Fukushima is traveling our way on currents and will soon be surrounding the islands. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to admit it. But, there's links down there. You can see the maps. And you guys in the mainland, you think you're safe? You're not safe. There's guys in Ontario getting just, anyway, all over the place. Ontario, Chicago, Edmonton, where have I seen other ones? Florida, South Carolina, Rochester, New York, I think. Painted Post, New York. Wasn't that one guy from Painted Post? Anyway, I've been there. Just deal with it. Just handle your business. That's all it is. Moving right along. Mathematics. Oh, more people understood math. How is it that 5,200 people show up in Maryland and then the polls are going to show, right? And then that was mostly college students, looked like to me. But why don't Romney show up over there and see if he can pull 5,200? I bet you he couldn't get 1,000 people to show up. Same thing with Santorum. Santorum's in the race, just for the simple reason that they want to make it seem like they can dilute Ron Paul's popularity and put people behind a fictitious. He has no delegates. The man has no delegates. He's not on the ballot in 50 states. Ron Paul is the only guy on the ballot in 50 states. Everywhere, because we have organization and people who actually work for Ron Paul because they believe in the cause and the revolution and liberty and freedom, and all the other guys trying to say he's a racist or he's he's got wild ideas. Yeah, the Constitution is a wild idea. It's great. See, he's coming back. He's beginning to understand. They got to throw some zingers. I would love to see him do a speech in a hoodie. He's got to go show up in a hoodie. Damn it. That's just painful. Right? Nigga got shot. That's as simple as that. He got shot. Nigga gonna get shot today, gonna get shot tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. That one just happened to make the news. But they're getting shot every damn day in the United States, and basically it's been a who cares. And see, I think Florida has come a long way, because there was a time when nigga would have got shot, and what they would have done is blamed another nigga, hung him, case closed, right? So now they've gotten better down there, where they actually, charged, well, they didn't charge, but they actually arrested the guy who did it, and then let him go and didn't charge him, but, I think they probably might get around to a manslaughter charge or something. But all you guys running around talking about how, that guy was minding his own, and the guy just, shot him, and, he made 47 phone calls to 911 well, he's on the neighborhood watch, you stupid fucks. What do you expect? He's on the damn neighborhood watch. Of course, and that's a place where they have a lot of crime. So of course he's calling the cops. I mean, see, this is the beautiful thing. Once again, I'm telling you guys, the mainstream media has lost control of the story. They no longer are the final arbiters of who, and what, and where, and when, and they tell you the story, and now you know the story. Because people are starting to figure out, wait a minute, right? And then people can see. Wait, they show the one picture of him in a jumpsuit, and the other guy, quite a bit younger, is a cute little black kid. Oh, I got shot. Turns out he was a 17-year-old, and anyway, maybe not quite that cute, but that wouldn't stir up your emotions, would it? and then turns out that there was a fight, and then that, you know, it's not like he's just walking down the street and the guy shot him. Like, there was a scuffle, and in Florida, where gun ownership is just a little bit easier than furniture rental, you can see that the guy that gets into a fight unarmed may have a problem, and that guy did. Now, is it right that he didn't get charged, and is it right? I don't know, and neither do you. You don't know all the facts. All you know is the spin that the media gives you, and the spin they were trying to give you was that this poor little boy got shot by this racist, you know, Mexican, and or whatever he was, Latino or whatever. I don't know all the details of the story because really I haven't been paying that close attention. And I'm spending way too much time talking about it now. But the idea is that the mainstream media has lost control. 5,200 show up in Maryland, 4,000 here, 5,000 there, you know, 3,500 there, 2,500 there, 3,800 here. Where are all these guys for Romney? Where are all these guys for Gingrich or Santorum? It's because they don't exist. And then all this stuff about the delegates. Oh, see, now we've got them. And Ron Paul has said this numerous times. If you know about the fraud or if you know about the crimes, you need to pursue it. He's too busy doing other stuff, like campaigning and, you know, holding the Fed accountable and, you know, getting people holding hearings because, you know, he's still a congressman. So you guys need to make sure that it doesn't just go the way of, you know, so many other frauds that have happened in this country. Prosecute, prosecute, prosecute. And there's like, we got him on video, we got him on, you know what I mean? It's not the kind of thing where, well, this is kind of hard to prove. It's like you've got it right there in their own words. Prosecute these guys, pull them out of office, pull them out of chairmanships, pull them down, and take back this country. Because what they're trying to say is, oh, you know, you guys that are showing up, you're just kind of co-opting the thing. What? And that you guys are, you know, just trying to take over. Yeah, we are. We're trying to get our country back from you, you know, people that have abused your position and put up these hacks for, you know, big business, insurance companies, you know, fraudsters on every level, you know, military-industrial complex, pharmaceutical industry. You guys are on your way out. The American people have woken up, at least in the Republican Party. On the Democratic Party, they very sheepishly, and I use the word on purpose, but very sheepishly, they're starting to figure out maybe Obama ain't so hot. And I gotta make a video about Obama because I'm sick of that guy. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these people, especially. See, I come from the state of Hawaii, where he's wildly popular in Hawaii. He's their boy. He's Obama, you know, Obama, right? This guy is just as corrupt as any of the other ones that have come before, doing more Bush at better, faster than Bush was able to do because he talked pretty and he's black. And he's playing the race card up and down, which is really starting to piss me off because now somebody wants to make noise, they're going to call him a racist. Right? The guy can't get his paperwork in order. The guy can't, Anyway, I need to make a whole entire video on why I don't like Barack Obama, or Barry Sorrento, as some people have figured out. Because, you know what, I have friends, literally, I went to school with, that have relatives, like their sister, like this one, we won't name names, but anyway, where they knew him as Barry. They're like, that's Barry. Hey, that's Barry. I can't believe it, it's Barry. Barry's gay. Did you know Barry's gay? You know, I'll put a link on this one to back that up. But more than a few, Wayne Madison and more than a few other people have come forward and said, you know, he had a membership card to a certain bathhouse in Chicago that's, you know, world famous for being gay, or maybe not world famous, but I mean, like, everybody who knew anything about anything knew that was a hangout for gay men. And it seems to be the case in our country. And see, this is the thing. They know that there is a stigma. I mean, sorry, gaydar, or you know, gaydom. There's you guys that are, you know, happily homosexual. It's absolutely true, and you know it. It's a hard row to toe. It's just, it's still in our country. There is a stigma there. Now, if they can put men in office that are gay and have it kept secret, and then, you know, that it would come out, it would ruin them temporarily, because what's the problem? You're gay. I mean, so what? But, you know, there's been quite a few guys that, you know the stories. The gay community knows it better than anybody else. All these guys that actually were gay and then were making the most draconian and ridiculous laws against gay marriage and against homosexual, anyway, all kind of stuff, and you know it. And this is why, because if the powers that be, the guys that actually put these guys in office, can put them in there, that's one more thing they can use to blackmail them with. That's one more thing they can hang over their heads. So you don't do our bidding, then we'll expose you. Or what, you don't do your bidding, or do our bidding, you won't, we won't keep this secret that you would rather, have it kept secret. And it's been that way. There's been more than a few people throughout history that have ascended to power that have been homosexual. I mean, you know what I mean? But in the United States, right? Alexander the Great, for God's sake. I mean, just go on, look through history, and they try to keep that as quiet as possible about all, the great warriors and generals and leaders and on, bisexual and so forth, right? Because it's not as cut and dried. I mean, it's just not that cut and dried. People need to realize that they try to make it like it's black and white. You're either gay or you're not. There's bisexual. There's I know a woman who raised kids and had a family and had a nice husband, and then her husband died, and now she has a girlfriend. So what? And they've been together for quite a while, and so what? So for the first part of her life, she lived a heterosexual lifestyle, and the second part of her life, she's living a homosexual lifestyle. And in the United States, she ought to be able to do whatever the hell she wants. And if they wanted to get married, they ought to be able to do that too. But, that's a whole nother issue. That's like a side issue. Because what's the most important thing? Again, my friends, what's the most important thing? The most important thing is the Federal Reserve. All of the money. The fact that they stole all the silver out, took all the precious metals out of our, no backing. We have a fiat currency. They gave the power to print our currency to a private corporation. And now they're enriching the 1%. And the middle class is shrinking. And the poor are increasing in number. And we are now increasing the desperately poor. So you're going to wind up with some serious unrest in this country, especially not just from the middle class, but and these guys, this is amusing, like doctors and lawyers up there that are thinking that they're making $200,000 and $300,000 a year, and that they're going to be okay. All your assets are paper, and if all your assets are paper, you're not going to be okay. Take it from me. But, go find out for yourself, because you know what, I take that back. Don't take it from me. Go do your own damn research and figure out what happens when currencies collapse. Right? All these wealthy Argentinians and all these wealthy people in Yugoslavia and, Bosnia and Zimbabwe and name it, where there's been currency collapse or hyperinflation. How do the wealthy, right? Only the ultra-wealthy survive well. But those people that, upper classes, doctors and lawyers and, professors and engineers and other people that are in that upper $100,000, $200,000 earning bracket for whatever currency that they're in, or the equivalent thereof, they don't do so well when things collapse. So those people are going to be a little angry too. And you have to understand that what we've got coming is utter and complete currency collapse, and it's rigged. It's 100% rigged. This is contrived. This is what they want. They want the crisis, and then they'll be able to pick up assets just like they did in the last depression for pennies on the dollar, and they enrich themselves for yet another few generations. I mean, it's the same old story, same old song and dance, my friends. Anyhow. I've had enough. But, where have I been? Well, I have a life and I got other stuff to do, so I haven't been able to make as many videos as I'd like, because there's so much stuff happening every day. But I'm sounding like a broken record, where basically you still got to get out there and work 10 times harder. This thing isn't over, even though we've had quite a few caucuses. Now it's time to fight the fight with the delegates, prosecute the fraud that you know about, get out there and understand that Ron Paul is really exceedingly well positioned. Let them lie. Let them tell their lies about how, he's pretty much wrapped up and washed up and it's over and him and Gingrich should drop out of the race. Nonsense. He's got delegates out the yang and more delegates coming through. And then I'll put the links down there to how they're trying to defraud the delegate process. But see, that is a lot easier to document. And those people are in trouble. You got some explaining to do, and you're going to have to explain it in a court of law. Anyway, You gotta have fun. Otherwise, you go crazy. I know people that are crying about this whole campaign. Don't cry. It's the greatest thing ever. The mainstream media has absolutely lost control of the story. Coney and Trevon and story after story, they no longer control the dialogue because there's this thing called the internet. It's the greatest thing ever, my friends, and people are waking up in droves. So get out there and continue to work for Ron Paul. And, this revolution is only just getting started. Keep it peaceful. All right, Ron Paul, 2012. Seriously, keep it peaceful.